Okay. Okay. Uh, I hope now it's possible to hear me. Actually, I was just on mute. I didn't know that I'd not gone to the stage. If you can hear me, let me know so that we could start with greetings and uh, we can start today's live. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can hear me. So lately, a lot has been happening. And I don't know if you have noticed that there's so many things happening that we have underage kids who are actually, they were put in a position where they could not go back to school because of early pregnancies. And the culprits are friends to I am Marwa. And now Marwa is creating more drama. So I am asking today's drama, the shagala bagala he brought up today, the drama that is bringing up today, was it worth it? Why was he bringing it? So I'm understanding that I'm of the understanding that he is bringing this drama to actually, cover up what is happening on the ground at the moment, and it's actually really sad. But also, apart from adding the drama, is also protecting himself of what has been happening or what has been said. But let's not forget. And today he has decided to fire everyone. So today I also have a special guest. I will welcome them and they'll say hi and then we'll do an introduction.
Hello, everybody. Habari, and I was never hired, so I could never get fired. Take it away.
You said you're never hired and you'll never be fired.
No, so there's no way I could be fired. I was
All
never
right,
hired,
all
so
right.
I
That's
can't be
good to
fired.
know. And I don't know if you noticed, we reached the 500 subscriber mark.
560.
Oh, 560 right now? All right. So it's been a blessing. It's been a journey that I decided to take it slowly. We are not actually here on YouTube as money making, we are not here. I'm not depending on YouTube as money. I have a job. I actually don't have a job. I have a business. So I'm not actually here depending on YouTube. But if YouTube comes a long way to be something of importance, why not? So I reached the 500 mark. I'm halfway there, and my watch hours are also looking good. I'm grateful, and thank you for those ones who have been subscribing all of this week. I know I came in ranting, but I had to take a break one day because I'd ranted too much. I was really affected by what I heard from the boys in Yaboanse, and then somebody trying to break. That would be I am Paris. So hey, that's about it. That's what has been happening during the week. And then today, Marwa drops a bombshell. What do you have to say about the bombshell today? You are fired.
Well, I'm not surprised. He's
Yeah.
said on numerous occasions, negative and positive. Reaction is not a good thing, but he's my biggest fan. Him and D are my biggest fans. They watch all my videos. They watch a lot of other
Right.
people's videos that are reactors.
Yes.
He's reacted today on the fact that
Mhm.
this business of underage girls being impregnated in the village is real, and that the people that are doing it are his friends allegedly. And so
Yes.
that has come to light to where he's not very happy. It's okay, I guess, to know about it, but I guess it's not okay to speak about it. According to him, the way he's acting, it's according to him.
Yes. And actually, somehow, I'm wondering, why should you defend somebody who is on the wrong? If somebody is on the wrong, why do you have to stand with just somebody who's wrong? Unless you're just part of you're part and parcel of that group. That's my
You
own opinion. I think, yeah.
well, the thing is like, you don't have to be the actual person that's actually doing the deed, as say, quote unquote, his friends,
Yeah.
but the person who is silent about that type of thing going on, whether they're your friends or not, whether they're your
Mhm.
associates or not, it doesn't matter. You are just as guilty as they are. based on what they did. And he's done his own things. So it's not like we don't have the proof, that a lot of people don't have the proof. The government of Kenya is watching Nambahanzi. They've been watching Nambahanzi for months now because of the bad outlook that the village of Nambahanzi is making the whole country look bad. And at some
Right.
point, you know how it is. You know, the Kenyan government's going to work slow and they're going to move in at some point.
Mm-hmm. I see a very nice joke here from she says, I saw you. Oh, no. Why is it on height? Sure. Okay. I saw you in a car. I thought you were going to drive from Poland to Nyabanse. Oh man, I was Mr. Optimistic. I was really mad. Actually, I didn't even drive. I just parked the car at the shopping center and went home because my blood could not allow me driving. Like I was really turn up, like after watching what Gintu was saying, for sure I lost it. For sure I lost it 100%. I see greetings from RNM. Oh, it's been long. Actually, somebody was asking you the other day I think it was in M. Carroll. They were asking where you went to. I see you there also, Kung Fu. I see Mr. Optimistic, and then who else? Yes, as I figured. Activate donation for gas, KLA. Okay, right. I wouldn't mind to have gas.
I wouldn't mind either, but I don't have a car.
Oh, cars are little, but the funny thing is that back at home, we think cars is something that is valuable, but when you come here, you realize vehicles are not very that important.
Unless you're living far out, those far out places, you need a car.
You have to, you have to communicate. Yeah, but I don't know, in America maybe it could be of essential, but here we have enough transport networks that you don't need to have.
No, in America, it's not even that. I mean, the public transportation systems throughout the U.S. would not be able to accommodate the influx of people. However, a lot of people could stop using their vehicles and take, kind of fill the gaps that are in with the public transportation systems. But in the rural areas, just like, in Europe, it's the same thing. You'll definitely need a car in most places.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, let's just deviate a little bit because, like, for us here, we have even car sharing. You could actually literally get a car on the street and just use an application and just ride. I don't know if you have that.
We have something like that in a few places here, but it's not a very popular thing.
Okay. Because here in Poland, it's quite common. Actually, most of the time, I don't even use my vehicle. I just use the car sharing because you don't pay for the parking. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I use my own car and pay parking. I don't know how long I'll be there, so I better use a car sharing, and I could drop it anytime I need to.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different than here.
Yeah, and it's literally the same as Uber.
Mostly here, it's some type of car service that picks up certain people in certain areas. They kind of do a monthly fee, or what is actually more common actually is like, one person has a few friends that may work at the same place or works in the same area, so they all pitch in for the petrol and go ahead and just do a carpool from there.
Okay.
That way there's one parking spot for everybody instead of, say, like 6 parking spots. Like they'll buy a van or they'll use somebody's van and they'll carpool that way.
Okay. Yeah, because here you can get the whole car for yourself, drive it, and you just drop it anywhere. It's almost about the same figure as just paying for taxi. So
we used to have some of that in my city. There was one service that had these tiny little cars. I forget what cars are called. I forget the name of the type of car. But they didn't last that long. It never really took off. I mean, you saw the cars everywhere in town, but it wasn't enough business for them to stay in business.
Right.
Yeah.
So back to the one-eye guy. Today he fired everyone. He fired all his reactors, and I want to think He says he doesn't watch reactors. So how did he know that somebody was talking bad about him? And he can't say that somebody just mentioned this to him, because he caught everyone by surprise today.
Right. It's because he watches me and everybody else. Because if he's looking for his name, he's typing up on his phone, "I am Marwa," to see who's talking about him for the day.
And who really did damage to him, so that he could counter to actually like make his clean, like he's always rolling the carpet, the dirty carpets in, and taking out the clean ones. That's what I think.
Just had this image, but I'm not going to say about a rolling carpet, so never mind.
Yeah, because for me, I would say he's rolling in the dirty carpets and rolling out the clean ones. So, like today, he did a rollout. He rolled in the Nyabohanse podcast. I don't know how he never realized that people are gonna be against him, but he's been doing that to people. So 100%, somebody was gonna speak soon.
As they say, what goes around comes around. So this is basically this is all coming into fruition. I mean, we can say it started with Ivan Tours. It didn't.
Yeah.
Ivan Tours was like I would say the big wedge in the pie, so to speak. Because we were reacting on him a long time before that. Before I started reacting again, people were reacting on him for a long time. So, this is all these other things that are coming out that me and you have said numerous times, that, there's going to be people being impregnated because of that party, and it's come to fruition. I think we even mentioned that some of them are probably going to be underage, but as we can see, that's the topic, that they're underage. I know that at some point a while back, somebody was saying that somebody that was not underage got impregnated by a visitor to him. So I never knew what came of that, because nobody actually said the person's name or anything. So this is, we're just going to see more. We're going to see Min Howie come out with more. She's just going to reveal, and other people besides that are going to reveal.
Yeah,
what they've gone through. Because
I beg you not to, when Min Howie loses the subscribers, she's gonna go crazy.
She's already lost. Like before I did my live, I think it was, she was at 9,000.47K. And then I was watching just before you started, because I didn't get a chance, because she's live at the same time. It was Carol. No, actually on trending. She says, "Let me check." And I saw it was 8.1K. So she lost almost 1,500 subscribers within a matter of, like, was it 6 hours or so? Or actually not even that, 4 hours. She lost that many subscribers.
So basically we can say the cult is about 1,500.
Well, no, it'll keep going. I mean, you got to remember, this was during his 2-hour shenanigan live stream. So think about the people that are going to come in later to watch his live stream, and then they're going to continue to unsubscribe. She might even lose another 500 to 1,000. But I think she realizes, because she's smart. Everybody knows that she's smart. I think she realizes plenty well that if this was ever to happen, this is what's going, happen, as far as like her speaking up, that this was going to happen to her subscriber count. And because it's happened before, and it's going to continue to happen if he keeps telling his audience, go unsubscribe from him, go unsubscribe from her, because I don't like them anymore. And he talks about being in the trenches, sleeping on the planes. I'm sorry, but sleeping on the plane, even in economy, is not a trench.
Yeah, and actually, that's
not.
I don't think he has been homeless, because that is not to a homeless. That is privilege. Served food in a plane,
right?
Because if you're traveling long distance, most definitely you have a plate of food. Being on the trenches, you have nothing. You're actually eating cold burgers, which people have just given you from the street. So I don't know what he means by going to the trench. He's been hustling to the trenches. He's worked so hard for 8 years.
Right. He thinks he's put in a lot of work. He has not put in a lot of work. What he's done is he's taken his 2 feet. Once he became a passport bro, he took his 2 feet, started walking around with the camera, and started womanizing, promoting tourism. So that's his thing. And he calls that being in the trenches. Well, if you call that being in the trenches, I guess everybody who goes to a 9 to 5 is has got the easy life, must have the soft
Mhm.
life, right?
Yes.
So the things that come out of his mouth don't make any sense. The things that come out of his mouth sounds like a person who's not educated at all,
Mhm.
to be
Mhm.
honest with you. And he just sounds like a total fool because he is a total fool.
Yeah.
But what he's doing is you can always, okay, if you're consistent, you can always do this. No matter how stupid you sound, no matter how stupid you make yourself look, you can find fanatics for you.
Mhm.
And so the people who are looking for drama, who are looking to spend their money, he has found a lot of people that are willing to do that because a lot of these people don't even like him, but they're willing to
Mhm.
spend their money as long as they can see drama the way they
Yeah.
want to see it,
Yeah.
right?
and and
Instead of
and
go ahead.
and he has learned that, and is keeping on trying on people to actually see what could be the end possibilities of what is shenanigans and shagala bagala, as we say it in Swahili. He's just trying it. He's playing with the faith of how far he could go, offend people. But at the end of, I'm looking at, you are gonna walk alone in this journey, and it's sad that it has come to his doorstep just right in the village. You
Right,
can imagine everyone in the village will be against him.
right. And I said,
Yeah,
we said
I remember.
that the villagers a long time ago at some
Hmm.
point are going to start lashing back. Forget about any
Right.
visitor. It's the visitors because of his behavior and the way that
Hmm.
he treats people. And RM says it right here. He said
Hmm.
us 9 to 5ers are stupid for working. I remember him saying that too.
Yeah.
So
I
if it
remember.
wasn't for 9 to 5ers, he would not even have an economy class to fall asleep in. He wouldn't even have a plane to get on. He wouldn't have a ticket in his hand at the
You
ticket
will have the
booth.
villa.
Yeah, he wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have anything, and he's not working. And I think it was Yvette or somebody I was watching today on trending made a short comment. Did you see that thing that Rocio or whatever was filming Marwa like working hard, like he dumped a bucket 4 times and then spent like 4 hours talking as if he's
Yeah.
working hard.
But you have to know that this is a man with one eye. So whatever he will do, that's too much for one person
Hey,
who is struggling using
hey,
one eye.
hey, men and women have been working in factories with one eye since the dawn of time. So there's a few, very few that do it with no vision at all. So there's no excuse.
Yeah.
He walks around just fine. He takes his lefts, he takes his rights, and up in the middles just fine with one eye, and that's with shades on. So having one eye is not a flex. It's not an excuse either.
You've never realized, even when he says, "Oh wow, that's a lot of work, man." Surprise!
Oh wow! Oh man!
Oh man!
Oh man! Hey, Colleen, how you
Oh
doing?
man!
Colleen.
Yeah, Colin, thank you for coming in. And then I see something. Anonymous said, "If you think you're mad, I've been personally dealing with these minor situations personally behind the scenes, and for some time now, it has been stressful and very difficult. Trust me, I felt it because I have a situation that I dealt with it like for about 12 years, and it was somebody's mistake, and I was feeling like I could hurt that person, but I couldn't because I do not have the possibility of doing so. So it's really sad. And then somebody who did that has the face to come and deny, abuse people. You go sick, and then the worst, it's discovered that you might be having some funny diseases in you, infecting other people. So my mind was going crazy. Trust me, I was going crazy. I just went live and I told, I said what I had to say.
Right. Now,
Yeah,
now, real quick on this. Let's just from the top of our heads because we don't have a list written down or typed up or anything.
yeah, we're going
Since
right.
since, since he started building that villa, that
Mm-hmm.
that piece of crap Frankenstein looking villa,
Yeah, Bila.
um, villa. Okay.
Mhm.
What are the things that come up in your mind that he has had done to that village that has been nothing but a disadvantage to that village? Like, for example, I could say one, and I could say a bunch of others. I'm gonna start with the clay pit. The clay pit has been nothing but a disaster, and it's been abandoned.
and hazard to the economy, to the river, to the people who are consuming water from that place.
Right.
A lot of chemicals, farming next to the river, so a lot of chemicals on the river. There was a lot of, I don't know, people are drinking. I don't know, whatever they were drinking. Is it alcohol? Is it water? All the bottles went into that river.
Mm-hmm.
All the polythene bags were going to that river.
Okay.
You know, we have had cases of waste going to the rivers the same. So everything is all about him. Even the people that he purports to have helped, which he did not help, it is other people, the subscribers who actually contributed for the building of Mama Ann. At the end of the day, what did he do? He came for Mama Ann and the family and made the family look stupid, being isolated by the whole village. Until when one of the daughters stand for the family, and now the village is going back to them. To a point whereby he even wants to control how the land is supposed to be, where the roads are supposed to be passing. And this is private property.
Right. And I can think of another thing too. He is basically the brainchild of Dimuongo.
Oh, yeah.
For YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Like literally, I normally say whatever Dimuongo is exposing, that is the Ayamaro that we do not know.
Mm-hmm.
This one of shout out, it is just for the YouTube, but literally that person doesn't want to meet anybody. Like, like sometimes he says he's a free person, he's open book, but I don't think he's open book. He's just a cut of his own sister. It's only that the sister knows that she will flop, and you saw a minute in the village, she flopped. She ended up abusing everyone in the village.
Exactly. And making very lewd videos at times in the village, not just abroad.
Yeah. True.
The whole thing with Cuckoo Girl in the river and digging in their pants to wash the jewel box, so to say.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time. Maybe it was the first time. I don't know if it's the first time that Dee did that, but that's the first time I've seen her do that. And then she's done it a couple more times. Of course, that one in Jamaica with the poor fish, I imagine she did it like at least one more time before that, in between those two. The thing is that other people are doing that thing. I don't know if they got the idea from her, but for him to turn her onto YouTube, she has been nothing but a detriment to that village.
Oh, 100%.
Because of him.
She's the one who introduced the bathing villages, the bathing videos. Everyone did it to a point where people they're almost going naked,
Right.
And for lack of words.
And remember, there was a time for like a good 6 months, how many women at a Nabahanzi was doing the bathing videos that were lewd. I mean, the best one I can think of is shaving a boca. Shaving a boca or shaving on the side of the river.
I like the way you put it.
And now some of her whiskers were floating down the water, and who knows, somebody might have drank that.
Very unhygienic. Very unhygienic.
For the river and for her.
Yeah. Because this is dirty water.
Right.
Which has already been contaminated upstream by Ayamaro.
And another thing too, like for example, if you get cut on the arm, the finger, or something like that, and dirty water gets into your blood system in that area, your body has a harder time to actually fight off that infection compared to actually swallowing the same water, because down your esophagus, down into your throat, there's a bunch of acids that are actually, attacking anything that you eat to break it down. So it's a different problem, because I actually went through this in science class years ago. It's a different problem. And so infection through the blood, through a cut, is worse than taking the same thing down your esophagus. And even then, it could be an issue. So drinking the water could be an issue. But I know a lot of people will say, well, because I'm from that river and I grew up drinking that water through the years, we don't get sick. But you got to think, I think some people do get sick for the simple fact that You got to think about
That's
the
not
times
so.
when they are sick. How do they know exactly where the sickness came from? What's the source? I would say
Mhm.
sometimes it's drinking the dirty water from the river.
True.
It can't always be from a mosquito bite or because of something that you ate because it was spoiled or what have you. Some of that is coming from the spoiled water because that water is
Mhm.
spoiled.
And people are bathing on the river with soap, and the soap has some chemicals, so
Depending
people will
on the
be having
brand,
stomach
yes.
flu. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
Most brands are
even these new cancers in the villages, such things are the ones which cause the cancers. The chemicals which have been oversprayed on the farms, the soaps
right.
they're using. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Nabahanzi doesn't even need fertilizing chemicals like that. I mean,
Yeah,
you could
it's
just
very
use
fast.
like cow manure, and then you can, if you're rotating your crop, when you
Hmm.
rotate the crop, that fertilizes the soil. If you plant the same crop over and over for so many years, you're going to drain all the nutrients from the soil. So
Hmm.
it's like you don't even need, for a place like that, you don't even need a single fertilizer at all. So no chemicals are even necessary.
True. Actually, it's a very fertile land. Even I don't think when the cow manure is that's like you want an abundant harvest, but the land is quite fertile. Like 20 all year round, it's quite fertile. In my
Right.
place, they grow maize once a year, but in Jambanse, they grow it twice. So it's a very good region for farming. And for them to just take upon YouTube seriously, I like what the village grandpa son, what's the name? Maja Ke. He said the people who are even farming are more richer than the YouTubers.
Right. I think I heard him say that. That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, recently, yeah. He said people are making money on farming than YouTube.
That was based off D Shenanigans, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw that one. I saw part of that anyway.
Yeah. I
Um,
see. Do you see what RM saying? We're slowly fixing it in Nyabo now, but it had to deal with the people who are poor and scared and manipulated and the corrupt authorities. Yes, I think we need to do it. We need to
true.
fix. By the time Marwa comes to the village, he will feel an outcast. We have to fix that village. We have to help, because if we don't help, we will lose that village. With all that shenanigans, with all that bullshit Marwa is bringing to that village, oh man, we need to stop it.
Self empowerment.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone
That's
needs to
what a
be a
lot of people there
self-empowered.
need.
Mhm.
Right. So it's I don't know. Okay, so let's see some more stuff that Marwa has left a problem with the village. Inviting passport bros,
Oh
and a
yeah.
couple of them showing up. Like how
Mhm.
many, the ones that did show up, how many of those underages, much less adults, do they put their fingers on?
True.
And how many of them probably got one or two pregnant? Because right now the story is it's the guys who are locally from the village. But what about them? What about them? One thing we could say that for sure is that he invited them. He invited it as if the village is a red light district in Kenya, like the whole
Hmm.
area. So he's at fault for that. So that's not a benefit to the community. That's something that he did.
And you
What else
remember
has he
what I
done
told
that
you?
was go ahead.
I remember when I told you I don't trust him bringing like the young girls, and said I told you he was parading them for what reason? These
Right.
are ongoing primary kids, not even secondary, primary kids. The young girls who are in primary, like they're like 12, 8 years, 12, 10 years, and they were being paraded for modeling. I was like, Maro, what are you doing? These are young girls. And it was in the evening. It was about 6. So I'm like, for what reason? So my mind was going so round. So when I see today that we have these cases of young underage pregnant girls, I'm like, you open these doors, and because the thing is, we are only seeing this on YouTube. We do not know what was happening. If this is what you could show us on YouTube, then what happens behind YouTube could be way, way, way worse.
True. Colleen Clean says all the money he wasted on the roof, the fish pond, could have helped numerous families in the village. Correct. And
Exactly.
and what else has he done with that money? You know, Strongman came out not too long ago
Mhm.
saying he's spilling out. Well, somebody else did, but Strongman confirmed it. He's spilling out raw sewage into the river. So how does that benefit the community? And it's from his old plumbers. However, he knew about it and he kept quiet about it and he didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, because you remember when we did the video and said he doesn't need a sock pit, he needs a toilet pit, like like the one that you have with cement, like a tank. That was septic tank. Yeah, septic tank.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood why he's bringing a sock pit in a swampy area, because all that water will be sucked in back to the river.
Right. Eventually it makes its way out. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes its way out. So I didn't understand why he was doing so, because for me, I don't know. I find him to be somebody who is just random, who likes doing stuff because the law in Kenya is a little bit reluctant, and he's really taking advantage of it. And I'm sure there's somebody actually after the last video I did, somebody contacted me, person whom I know, and I was like, man, don't even worry. He's gonna fry up soon. Very soon he's gonna fry up.
Right. And
Yes.
the other thing too is I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead. I'll try to remember what I was going to say.
Yeah. So and then so we're talking about when he was doing the structural, everything has just been wrong, like, and he's been doing this to show people how hard things are, and sometimes making wrong calculations about the things he's buying. Sometimes he quotes so high, and just he's just playing with people's faith. And it's sad that people are hooked up to him. Until some time, many people who are hooked up to him, now they're no longer hooked up, like lately now, Mrs. Is it Miss or Mrs. now? Minhawi. So we had the likes of Joyce's. And the shocking thing is Yummy Kitchen, or Yummy Kitchen 74. She's been changing her, but I don't get her account very quickly. Sometimes it's Auntie Yummy, I don't know her name. So and it tells me one thing: why are people becoming your enemies, or why are people turning against you? It means
Right.
there's something wrong you're doing, and you need to check up what's wrong with you, because people couldn't just hate on you because they want to hate.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't come out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah, but
I mean, I
about
mean, I mean,
80%.
right. It doesn't come out of nowhere when you have those type of numbers. I mean, you can always get that one off, the two or three off people who are like
Mhm.
genuinely jealous and
Yeah.
want what he has, right? They
Yes.
don't care how he got it. They just want what he has. But when we're talking about hundreds of people, locally
Mhm.
and internationally, there's actually an issue with that person. When the people speak up, whether if it's in chats, whether if it's in the comment section, or if they're on a panel, a guest on a panel like this, or making their own videos, they're not saying these things for nothing. I'm sure that, again, like a one-off, there might be a lie here and there because somebody might just be mad because a bad deal went wrong. Because maybe that person that's making the video was had nefarious reasons to even hook up with Marwa, but Marwa has
Mhm.
nefarious reasons of why he uses people. And when he collects money from begging, and basically when you say it's going to be for solar panels and you do it for something else, that's you took that money, that's
And
nefarious.
you
You took that
supported it.
money because it's not going to what you said it was going to go to when you
Mhm.
presented that to the main donor. And I think we
Mhm.
all knew who the main donor is of that one.
Yeah,
But
sad for him.
right. And I don't know. I want okay, scamming visitors. What has that done to the village? That has taught some of the villagers to scam visitors as well. I mean, it's not like it
Yeah, it's
hasn't
like
happened,
it's
but
okay.
on this level, it's never happened in Nabahanzi from what a lot of people told me.
Mhm.
It's never been at this type of level at all.
and to a point where people are now concentrating on open YouTube and just going live and looking for a subscriber who could actually sponsor their dream.
Yeah, I mean, there's okay. You got to really look at it this way too. It's like most people don't need to have a YouTube channel, especially if they have no idea what they're going on YouTube for. And going on
Yes.
YouTube to look for a subscriber and then beg is they don't know what they're going on YouTube for. It's like they don't know what the real concept of YouTube is, or another platform that's like YouTube. They have no idea what it's for. They're not in the entertainment business. They're not into presenting the news or anything like that that would have to do with media. They're not media people. It's not like,
Yes.
okay, Miss Trudy was not a media person when she started, but she had a goal. She had a goal when she first started watching and hanging out with what's her name?
Kintu.
No,
Kemunto.
no. It's a gal that already had a YouTube channel, but she surpassed him, and they got in a couple arguments, and they became friends. The Kisi gal, she's overweight. Kisi gal.
Yeah, Kemunto.
Yeah, Camuto Bear. Yeah.
Kemunto Bear.
So I remember watching an old video of Camuto Bear and watching Miss Trudy in the background. It was in some slum, and she was just looking like this is something that she's never seen before. And she was curious, but she took a different approach to it. She took it to a couple of her first videos were just those types of videos that didn't really make any sense. I think her very first video was a crying video. And I think it's still up on her channel, but she started adapting. She started taking what she took from her job and started applying that to her videos, and then it became a success for her. But see, most people are not thinking in those terms. Most people are not thinking outside the box. When they first see something they don't understand, and they're not a media person to begin with, what are most people doing this for? I mean, really, if you're already into farming, or you could get into farming and make it something that's going to be very valuable to you monetarily, then that's where you should go. Forget about what people are dreaming about and talking about on YouTube, because most of these YouTubers that are around Marwa, 99%, more than 99%, are not making it. They're not making it. And so that has to tell you something.
Yes.
The master class is not classing.
Because what Marwa says to them is like, you could build a house like this. He has said it to many people. He said it to Strongman. You could have your own house like this. So he creates that illusion that just follow what I'm doing on YouTube. And what is he doing on YouTube? You know, all the shenanigans, showing people, young girls, showing people his passport drawing,
Right,
so
right.
it's only that people are limited to travel. They couldn't do whatever he's doing abroad, but they do whatever he's doing in the village,
Well, like RNM is saying right now, they just think YouTube is money because Marwa told them so. And here's the thing. Marwa
Yes.
is not really a success on YouTube. And the reason why I say that is because what he was doing before he became a passport bro, which doing that illegal stuff, promoting,
Yes.
a lot that stuff sells, because what do they say? Sex sells, right? So he's selling the idea of sex. You can get, if you become a passport bro, you can do this, 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 and this. This is what I'm doing. But what he's not telling the truth is that being a passport bro is a John. A John is a man who goes out and pays for it. But what he's lying to his audience, a lot of people too, for the ones who know better, because most of his audience are people who pay for it, who don't have a passport, but they pay for it locally. What he's telling people that don't know about that is, oh, you can get women so easily because I'm so confident. Well, I remember him having that meetup with Miss Trudy on the roof. And I remember him making some type of comment that he thinks he can get any woman that he wants because he's that confident. However, what happened to, what's her name from India? Priya Sharma.
Yeah, Sharma.
She dropped him. Oh, she didn't drop him. She just flat out said, no, you're just a friend. So obviously he couldn't get any woman that he wants. And that has happened numerous times. Remember when Ivan Tours came out with all that information, and these women were coming out and saying, I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in you. So he couldn't get any woman that he wanted in Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, wherever it was. He could not get any woman that he wants. So he lied on there trying to make. But see, that's the thing. You gotta fake it until you so-called make it. So he was faking it the whole time. He was always paying for play. None of these women that he's been with are doing it for free. And see, the
No one
thing
wants
is,
to be him.
right. And see, people like him and O'Shea, they don't have it in the, okay, O'Shea's like much smarter than
The Marwa.
Marwa. But here's the thing with O'Shea, and he's said it on a few of his lives. You got to pay for your friends, otherwise you have no friends. So he really thinks in his mind, because that's the way he grew up, that you have to pay to have a friend. Once you start paying everybody to be your friends, you don't even have friends. You actually lost that opportunity to be a friend with that person. It's the same thing in a relationship with a woman. If you have to pay to play, because you don't have to pay to play, if you don't have any confidence, then when you pay to play, you never actually have a real relationship. And so
Your friendship ends where your money ends.
right. And so he doesn't know anything about relationships, just like O'Shea doesn't really know anything about relationships. All O'Shea knows is that, okay, if I have the money, I'll have people around me. And I wouldn't be surprised in some type of way, if we really think about it, if that's how P. Diddy is. Because when you look at P. Diddy, there's always, okay, all the people that he has around him at all his parties or anything that's on TV, it always has to do with money. It's like people being around him. He has to be the center of that show, but he's always paying people.
And that's what Marwa does. Marwa looks for people who have money, and he wants to be all over him. He wants to show even where they live, how they do their stuff. And then at the end of the day, he will tell them, you are not living life. Me, I'm living life, soft life. And then after some time, he gets mad with you because he wants to kick you. He's got a new friend who has more money than you.
Right. And he will never, ever, if somebody constantly gives him money, and that person that's given money also is feels in their mind they can obligate to abuse Marwa, he'll take the abuse in order to get that money. He's that type of person.
Like sometimes I normally ask my question, what could have gone wrong? Actually, I don't think it's only about Paulina. I know because I'm looking at it also. He had met Luis during his New York, New York meetup, yes, meetup, yes. So he knew he could really walk out, because I don't think the argument between him and Ivan Venture could actually lead to a place where he will just walk out. He was walking out because he knew he had met people in the New York who could actually be of help to him.
Right. And not so anybody gets any ideas when I mean that he'll take the abuse. Abuse could be anything. It can even be just verbal.
Yeah.
There could be some donors out there that have so much money and they're willing to pay somebody like Marwa to do their bidding as a show, as a freak show on YouTube, that in order for them to continue to get that money, being Marwa, he would have to put up with whatever they say to them. And
yes,
I know for a fact that because he depends on donations, I'm sure he has one or two of those type of people that have a lot of money and that he would never talk back to.
Yes, 100%. And I believe also Marwa always hold his grudge. So if you abuse him today and he's benefiting, he'll be quiet until the day he'll have enough of you. And he will do a 3-hour live and speak on how about you. Like today, the 3 hours of firing, he was already having enough, because he's realized that there's nothing like positive reactor. They're all negative reactors.
Right. Hello, Fake Ray. I typed fake rat. So I've been having like double vision for whatever reason, and the Y is next to the T. So I made sure I corrected that before I put it in. But I just thought I would just let you know, if that would have happened, that's what happened. Okay. Hi, Fake Ray. Hi, Kimmy. It's one of those mistakes. I get that a lot, especially on my phone.
Something.
Lisa, hello.
Kemi said something. Kemi said something. Half of the subscribers that Marwa has hope that they will be like him. There, I showed it.
Man, if they even knew, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
half the subscribers now, basically, if they even knew who he really was. The other half,
Oh,
who
yeah.
are actually a little more majority, are the passport or the wannabe passport bros, and the actual passport bros with the passport. The ones that are on him now, defending him as if he's God's grace to earth. Those are the
Mhm.
ones who are not passport bros. Those are the ones who really don't know who he is. And Brenda is an extreme, bound down to his feet and everything. That that
Mhm.
that is a fanatic that's extreme. Most people are not going to be doing that, even if they're a fanatic,
Dangerous.
right?
She's doing a dangerous bidding.
Right.
Lisa K. Hi, Kenyan living abroad. Thank you. How are you? Oh, and also Kemi Cloud said Priya and Vita.
Yes,
The other
Vita.
girl was Vita, that was purported to have spent the night in a sleeping train with Marwa. Whatever happened, I do not know.
Actually, Vita, she's the one who she likes Michele Ponte. She has a
Mm-hmm.
crush on Michele Ponte.
Oh, that's
Yeah. I remember one time she was doing something on his live, and she was on the panel, and she turned on the camera, and she was doing something to like look pretty for him, and he was like, "What are
mm-hmm.
you doing?" So you could tell that she had a crush on him. But for Marwa, all I saw her as was just, okay, he's a popular YouTuber. He's here. Let's go ahead and collab, and that's all it
Mm-hmm.
was. All that's what it was all about. It was nothing more than that.
So maybe that's why Marwa is mad. Marwa is mad. All the women I know you are around. Oh man,
Well, if that's the
because
case, it isn't
I find
Michele
Marwa to be
Ponte's
somebody who
fault.
will get mad.
Of
Yeah,
course,
it's
he's
not
gonna get mad.
Michaela's fault. I know Marwa will be offended by little stuff like that. Like you remember when he left Paulina from Poland in at Ivan, and was like, you can have her, you can. The way he said it, it was speaking too much, and it was saying so loud that you have accepted defeat.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. That
because
that that's the same thing. Like, I remember a guy who was so racist that I was
yes,
on my friend's panel, and he was on that panel, and he started
mhm,
going in on me about all this racist stuff, right?
yeah,
And then I was just hitting him with logic. I wasn't even trying. And this is a guy that's known to be a so-called heavyweight for doing that to
yes,
people, and other topics to people, that he told me, like, I swear it didn't even take 5 minutes. He told me to shut up. I was like, dude, this was easy.
hmm,
I defeated you in 5 minutes, and I didn't even try. And you're the one
yeah,
who wanted to debate. Because anytime you tell somebody to shut up,
hmm,
you've already lost.
true. Even surrender
So,
is lost.
and I even told him, I was like, you know what? It's been a year and a half. You've been wanting to go at me on some live streams, and today I'm going to give you your opportunity. And he
Yes.
failed himself. 5 minutes.
Hmm.
I was just like, wow. This is amazing. This guy is like a kickboxer and all that, and ideologist. He knows how to speak Norwegian, whatever, because he has a job there. He's from Brooklyn, and he just totally failed. And I was just like, wow, wow. Somebody who probably would see me in person would probably try to knock me out. Just lost by him starting his debate towards me over nothing. And
Crazy,
I
man.
just I just couldn't I couldn't believe it. But you know what? I look at Marwa like that
Mhm.
when it comes to women. And
Oh, he does
when it
so
comes
poorly. Look even at the chat. The chat is even talking about Rocio, that she's not stupid. If I can say she's not stupid, actually, I think it's the other way around. Rocio is taking advantage of Mara, and Mara has not yet realized this
Yeah,
because
well, she's gonna get what she's gonna want to get. I truly believe that
mhm,
she probably pleaded with him to come back to Argentina for the
yes,
simple fact for her safety.
yeah,
Because
and sometimes I beg to ask question: Who
Mhm.
did Marwa marry? because
Right.
he seems to be a slave right now in Argentina. He's working in the plantation, the sugar.
Well, you know,
Let's not start me.
here's the reverse role. He's in a country. Okay, Argentina is not a Western country, but he's in a
Yeah.
country where men actually have to prove themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And in Kenya, it's actually like that too. Just whatever reason, you know, he's on YouTube. He's taken this look of, well, men don't really have to work, you know, blah blah blah, this blah blah
Yes.
that. That's not the way it is in Kenya at all. But now he's in a place where he doesn't have that comfortability. He's actually in her element,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, her parents' element, basically her whole family's element, her countrymen's element. He cannot just totally get away with what he's been doing in Kenya in Argentina. So I can see this reverse role taking place very easily, because can you imagine if he started talking about the soft life with the pop? Can you imagine
Oh,
him like and Rocio translating to him, because what, he doesn't speak English, right?
yes.
Okay, can you imagine her trying to explain to him about Marwa living the soft life and you never need to work, and that people who are 9 to
He's
5ers are losers?
his dad is gonna get mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Actually, even any idea of getting married, that would be like, no, not this guy.
he would bail. He would have to bail,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise he would get, they'll kick him out. It's obvious
Okay.
they'll kick him out.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
And
and go ahead.
okay. No, just
No, go
just
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And yeah, so I believe Rocio is taking him to because, you know, okay, Maro could be a very bad person, but people love his badness. So, but what Marwa doesn't know, Rocio is taking him to a new path that may rub a lot of people off. Actually, many people already, you know, not impressed by Rocio and what she does to him. So slowly he may lose track, and coming back will be a little bit hard. I don't know how you see it, because even this life, I don't think it's not 100% his idea. Somebody must have whispered, and the only person that's whispered is the person you're living with.
And you know, I've heard people say that, and I see that myself to a point, and I think this is what it is.
Yeah.
The simple fact that he's now in Argentina is the main reason,
Mm-hmm.
and that his family for sure is now watching.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows how he operates. So this is where she's definitely in charge. She knows how he operates, and she knows to tell him, don't be doing these things or saying these certain things,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it's going to expose you to my family or friends here, and
Yes.
maybe even to the authorities to a certain point. Who knows? Who knows? But I think that's what's happening, because there seems to be quite a bit of a shift in his behavior,
Mm-hmm.
because he's around different people.
Yeah, it's because he's no longer going to the streets to film kids the way he did in Jamaica, the way he did last time when he was in Argentina. He didn't do that today.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even approach women in a very lewd way.
Oh man, his content is gone. His content is gone. And another thing I think also, Rocio could only micromanage Marwa in Argentina, not in Nyabwanse.
Yeah, and back to that, actually.
Yes.
When you think about it, okay, this is for her safety. I said that first.
Mm-hmm.
But not only for her safety, it's also like, I think, in my opinion, she'll never get an edge on him in Kenya.
A lot. Yes.
But if he decides to do anything against her, as long as she's in Argentina,
Mm-hmm.
she's got a level of protection that he does not.
It's true. True. And
Right?
come even to think about it, they were in Kenya more than a year, to a point where she got pregnant. Why did they not marry in Kenya? And the process in Kenya could be much easier than going to Argentina, because you know, there's a lot of bureaucracy getting some documents to get married outside from Kenya. You have to pay a lot of money. So I believe, and also the structure of getting married to somebody in Kenya, the law protects the man heavily. I think Kenya is the only one where the man is protected. Like, if the man you marry and he had some property, I think one of one of our viewers is a lawyer. Maybe they could clarify on this, because if I marry and I have property, you wouldn't take that property from me because just we got separated or we got divorced. But in Argentina, I think that's the opposite. So why she never wanted to get married in Kenya? Their friend did, you know. What's his name? The black man. I don't know. Vinny Jonah.
Okay.
Vinny Jonah got married. Why they didn't not get married? So I believe she had an agenda because the law of marriage in Argentina will protect her more so than the one that of Kenya.
Check this out. Kimmy said yesterday on the streets, he automatically did a 360 with camera when 3 women passed him. I guess this 360 is it probably runs in the family. I don't know. I think I've seen Davey do a couple 360s here and there. But anyway. Are you still there?
Yeah, I mean, I was just checking the comments.
Okay.
I was looking at the comments, yes.
Yeah. Miss Edwards, hello. And Walt Whitman, thank you for coming in. We see you there.
Yeah, Whitman. Walt Whitman.
Yeah, so and then also what is it?
You're not late actually.
Clean content. Thank you for coming in.
Yes. And also
yeah,
Miss Edwards. Miss Edwards came in.
Edward.
And we also have somebody else. Do we have somebody else? Okay, some are just watching from behind. They're not commenting. It's okay.
Yeah, so I look at that as Argentina right now is her safety net, and I, in a way, I think she wants to make this fairy tale romance work, even though she's pregnant. I think she wants it to work, but I think she realizes that she's going to have a safety net because she's spent enough time with him to realize that he's not a man of commitment. He's not a man that, you know what I mean? He's not a man of commitment. He can't make commitments that would normally bring a man and woman together in marriage, much less not being married, but have a long-lasting good relationship. He's not that type of guy. And then imagine him trying to be a father, and then trying to change the diaper. Everybody's wondering what's it going to be like when he changes the first diaper. Is he going to do it? And when he does it, what type of accidents are going to happen? You know, everybody's waiting to see that happen. But go ahead.
Yeah, because I think for Rocio to work out proper with the Marwa, he has to break him first. My idea is he has to break his character. He has to break him to a point whereby he's no longer him that we knew. He has to change him so that she will build him up differently the way she wants. And I think that's what's happening right now.
But see, here's the thing. She can't do that. Oh, the only thing that she can do and that he can comply with is that when he's in Argentina, he can be this Argentina man for the camera. He could be this Argentina man also off camera to make sure that he's doing everything, you know, quote unquote, by the law of the land, by the ideas of the family, to make sure that he's not getting in trouble with them. But she will never change it because once they come to a point where she gets fed up, right? Or maybe for some reason he gets fed up, which I doubt. Whoever gets fed up and they broke off, he's going to go back to it's going to be like him back in the DR. Oh, the police beat me. Oh, they did this to me. They did that to me. He's going to go into 100% victim mode.
Bad
even
people.
If it's his fault.
Can you imagine what they were telling me to do? He will spill out the beans.
Right.
Yeah.
They told me to take a bath once a day.
You know what? I laugh because we know practically he doesn't take a bath, and then he comes and says that they were telling me to take a bath once a day. Oh man, I will switch my I will switch my internet and I'll never watch him anymore.
and to be honest with you, I don't know. I really think that there's some tension in that family with him.
Oh yeah.
I don't even think it's just the parents. I think the siblings and maybe some extended family has got some tension towards him already, because you can imagine that. Okay, she's more technically savvy than he is. So
Oh,
she knows how to use her phone better than he does. She knows how to. So imagine. I can only imagine that the family of siblings are like that as well. That who's to say that they're not looking him up, his name, just to see what he's
yes.
about, right? Not just his channel, but just actually just searching his name and who is this guy? Because some of the things that he's saying, I'm sure they're like, this guy. The things that comes out of his mouth is bizarre.
Yeah, because
The way he speaks is bizarre.
like the sister of Rocio, she said she doesn't want any boyfriend. She doesn't want any shout out. So why? Maybe she's like, oh, these are those guys that we do not want to associate with. So maybe she did a background check. I'm like, no, no, no. He's taking me to the wrong direction.
To answer Walt's question, KFF, do you think maybe the siblings saw the drama in Namahanzi from that guy and they are talking and getting sour? Yeah, I believe some of them. I don't think all of them.
Yeah.
I think, I'm just being realistic. Probably the sisters, probably so. But I think there's a brother too, right? Isn't there one brother?
Yes,
Or
it's the
was
one brother.
okay. And then the extended family, I think they probably didn't really pay much attention. Maybe watch a couple of videos, but I think a couple of them sure probably really dug into him, right? Because they probably saw some things that were just a little too odd on video, and that they decided to go in. Because that's what I would do if I watched one video of Marwa. And remember, when I met Marwa on YouTube, I found him not
I
as
think
this
you also met.
teacher. I found him as a passport bro. So that's something that I was already against. So if I found him as a passport bro for the first time, and then let's just say I have a sister and I don't have a sister, and she was with him, she brought him home. I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy on YouTube. He's a passport bro. Don't you know that? Right? I would be saying that. Or if I didn't see him first, right? I saw him as the school teacher, but he was actually a passport bro, but never revealed it on YT. And then my sister came home with him and he said some weird stuff. Yeah, I'd be looking him up.
Yeah, sure.
Big
Sure.
time. I'd be looking him up.
That's true. And like also I'm just still thinking, my mind is still stuck on Rocio. Like, what was the rush of going home? Because she's not been home for 4 years. And I'm still adding it up to she's trying to tame him or put him in a corner where it will work out for her.
Yeah, I believe that too, because I look at it as her using him just as much as him using her.
But I don't think Marwa right now is benefiting. The person who is benefiting, it's her at the moment.
I think as far as a safety net, yes, but monetarily, I bet you anything he's still getting more money than she is.
Yeah, okay, because now he's doing the couple videos, so it's something different. People want to see how it will turn out, the kid and everything. Yeah, but for me, I would be like, I know what's, because for Maro that is normal. He will keep whether with the Rocio or no Rocio, he will still make money. Even I think he'll make me more, because if he goes low, he normally goes on passport broing, no matter what, keeps on off and on, off and on. So if he sees that the money goes off, he just goes heavily on passport draw, just kissing women everywhere and showing like, I had this woman, I had this woman, I had this woman. So for me, I think the end game of Marwa is to finish at least 1 year, because that's the requirement in Argentina. It takes 1 year to become a citizen. I think it's the easiest one in the world.
I can see him hibernating in Argentina for that. I can see him doing that.
Actually, that for me, because why is he repairing the house?
What repair? What repair? Dumping some buckets and then talking for 5 hours?
No. But I'm saying fixing the house. Leave the shoddy work that he's doing that and showing us that he has worked. Because he was trying to arrange the metals. I'm like, these are something to be put in the skip and thrown away, not arranging. And you didn't do anything. I didn't see any changes. The place was just looking as it was.
Right. Marwa didn't know what he was doing in his own compound, so he's definitely not going to know what he's doing in this compound. So
yeah,
he's just talk. I'm Marwa. Talk. I mean,
wow, guys, wow, this could fetch a lot of money.
Oh my. $6,000. Oh my. Okay.
And this one about hibernating in Argentina, because right now he's on the radar of in areas actors that happened during the party. He has fallout with many people right now. He's realized that the villagers are actually. I don't think this, because literally he is creating a place. I don't know if you're seeing. He's actually trying to create a reason as to why to stay in Argentina. I don't know if that makes sense to you, because it was
Oh,
not
yeah.
necessary for him to backlash the Nyaboanse podcast on what
Right,
they did with Minhawi.
right,
He's just looking to
right.
a point where he'll be like, "Oh, you guys are haters. I will block you. I don't think even I should be there. I will just travel." Like what he told the sisters, keep on travel, leave the Kenyan YouTubers, so that he could hibernate and get his passport.
Right, right. You know, getting the passport is really not much of a benefit over
Mm-hmm.
a kid. You go to a few more countries or different countries, you know, probably easier, but it's not really much of a benefit. You know, this whole thing about going to the South Pole,
Yes.
if you really look at it, okay, if he's going there, you know, hibernate for a year, he's never going to come out of his, you know, his own pocket with that money, that $11,000, $12,000 it takes to take a ship from Argentina to the South Pole. It's never going to come out of his own pocket. It's has to come out of somebody else's pocket. Because you remember when he was in Argentina before he met, or actually, I think it was after Rocio, he was in Argentina last year, right?
Yes.
He was begging for somebody to pay him $11,000 or $10,000, and if he didn't have the money, whatever money he gets, he's going to put it to putting tiles in his mansion. He wanted to go there. His Kenyan passport can take him there.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't an issue. What he wanted was somebody else to totally pay for it. He was in the perfect spot. Actually, being in Argentina is the cheapest route, and it's the
Yes.
closest route.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's where most people go to the South Pole anyway. So he was in the perfect spot, but nobody was buying it. Nobody was sending him money. His hardcore
Because
fanatics weren't sending any money because they were obviously feeling that this is something that I don't think I should cater to you for, and you're a
mm-hmm.
grown man.
And also remember that this is a careless man. He has no proper winter clothes. Why does he
True.
wants to go to the to
Yeah,
the Arctic,
he'll want
Antarctica?
$2,000 for that clothing. That's a $2,000 clothing allotment alone.
Yeah, because it was a risky affair. I do not know why Marwa sometimes doesn't think about in Poland already at -10. You feeling like your body is getting into pieces, like chopped up. And I'm like, you want to go a place where it's like 50?
Well, you know, a lot of those places, okay, a lot of those tours, I don't know if you know this, to South Pole, they never
Yes.
step on land. Most of them, they never step on land. They just stay in the boat. They just do all their pictures and sightseeing from the boat because they get to see the whales. They get to see the actual pole, you know, the South
Mm-hmm.
Pole and everything. They might even see. There's one area where there's scientists and stuff like that. There's actually like a docking port, but most of it is like people fly in on a helicopter from a boat.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll get to see all that, but that's basically what it is. And to me, to be honest with you, I don't care if I ever go to the South Pole. It's not a deal breaker. It's a no man's land. And then when you're going to no man's land, if you did not have technology, everybody would die.
Yes.
Technology to protect you from the elements. It's one place that you just can't. Man cannot survive.
Mm-hmm.
And so why would I want to spend, even if I'm being honest, if I had $1 billion now, I would not waste $10,000 on a boat ride just to look at an ice cap.
But better be in Bahamas.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. Or I could take that 10,000 and maybe pay for a few tuitions here and there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in Kenya for people who need it, you know.
True.
It's just, and then not brag about it because I wouldn't let anybody know. I'll just do it, you know, because that's just the way to be. But here's the thing. Why is it so important for Marwa to go there? It's like it's that P. Diddy thing. He wants to show off to
Yeah.
everybody. He wants to show off. Now he's not making a big deal about the South Pole, but he really does want to go to the South Pole because he wants to put that on his list of places that
I
he's
went.
been. Yeah.
I arrived in and you know, like sometimes I normally ask myself, Marwa, you are traveling all these places, but do you really enjoy? Because you have said you've gone to over 70 countries. Times 2 is around 140. Your ideology is worse than even people from the village. How you live, it's so primitive, just like Bushman dude's wife said. The man is primitive.
Hey, I wanted to bring this up. I mean, I don't think it's off topic, but it kind
Yeah.
of. I watched the video of I Am Paris that I finally met the president when he came to Magori like a few days back.
Yes.
I watched that video and I had a feeling that she was not going to meet him, and she didn't. All she did was, just like everybody else in the crowd, she saw him come in on a what do they call that? Car parade or whatever they call it,
Yes.
where he's talking on the microphone. No, she
Mhm.
saw him just like the press saw him. She didn't meet him. To meet him, you actually have to come up,
Say
say
hi.
hello and all that other stuff. That's meeting somebody, not seeing
Mhm.
somebody. She saw him. She never met him.
Mhm.
Remember, she got rained on with
It's the
Morrow when they tried
difference.
to see him at that airport,
Yeah.
at that McGarry airport, right? And Morrow
It
was
was a school.
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking shelter under the school because it was raining. I mean,
Mhm.
I just had to bring that up because it just shows something, that we're dealing with a bunch of people that are just, that will say anything and lie about anything. And Brenda was with her, by the way.
Oh,
Brenda was in the video dancing in the street. It's just I
I,
don't know.
I,
It's just too
I
far
never
gone.
understand our Ugandan sister. I think she lost it. Melissa, welcome, welcome. She says every clothes, jewelry, perfume, makeup is gift from people. That guy has nothing, nothing, to a point where she was wearing the boyfriend's shirt. Man, I don't want to go. I don't want to be that pity. I also see La Simba Adventures. We are not sleeping in this YouTube since it's 3:30 a.m. Are you in Kenya right now? I think you should be in Kenya, or it's in Europe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Angela, how you doing? I see you in the chat.
Yes.
Real quick, what's another thing that Marwa brought on into the village that was not, it was actually a big hindrance to everybody in the village. It
The YouTube
affected
too.
everybody.
Putting
No, it was,
everyone on YouTube. Trying to force people on YouTube.
well, that didn't affect everybody. What affected everybody was the stealing of electricity and the transformers going out.
Oh, that one. That one. He went to a different office to get the power from the wrong way, back the door.
Yeah, it ended up making Kenyan Power just like cut off the power altogether. So
And then lying. Don't forget, he lied on Kenya Power. And you remember the person from Kenya Power said, we know the problem Marwa has with it's different from what he's saying.
right.
Marwa is just unbelievable. And then another thing will be, but come to think of it, he lied on Kenyan Power. Same to Devi. He lied on the water that was being drilled next to their property.
I was thinking that when you said it.
Oh man. And also I think who lied? Also Dean Mwango lied on our friend.
About the manure plant?
There's manure, but also there's a friend. They went the wrong way, and she lied about it, just like what he did. Marwa did to Ivan Venture, and lied that, oh, this is what happened. Didn't give the full story to the line, and I think it was when she was in Europe or something, if I remember.
Right. Well, we can also extend Marwa to the D to the stealing of the Airbnb from Gem Tours.
And
That.
can you believe they went quiet on that story
Mhm.
because they knew how that damaging it was.
But see, when that happened, it still gave a black eye to Nabahanzi.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a serious case. You are not coming to court. You are playing games around. The court had to block your account to take money. That shows how careless you are even with the courts. You don't respect the courts. You don't you believe you're above the courts. So I don't know when hell is breaking loose in Yabonse, but I think it's coming soon.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey,
I says thieves. They're not only thieves, they are scammers. They are manipulators. They're cult leaders.
everybody that's
The ones
watching, we got 44 watching, got 18
yes.
likes. Let's get this up to 40 likes. Let's get this video up to 40 likes.
Mhm.
All right. Go ahead. If you haven't liked it yet, go ahead and like the video. If you forgot to go ahead and like it right now, please do so.
And you can also subscribe. We're
Yeah,
gonna
go
go
ahead.
to 1,200.
Yeah, we're at 561. So we got, less than 500 to go. Let's go ahead and get them up there to 1K.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's see here. Um,
Oh yeah, she lied on Mrs. Trudy. I was thinking about it.
oh, okay. Now I know she lied, but now I can't think
And
of
what
what it
am I?
was. What
And what
was
am
it
I?
what was it that she lied about again?
She said that she what was it? Because she copied what Mrs. Trudy does. Like outfit of the day. That was Mrs. Trudy. She's been copying all
Oh yeah.
slangs and how she do her videos. And then she said she didn't need her help. And wondering, like, you came and copied her when you came to learn from the studio. You knew nothing, literally.
D really blew it. Remember I said in my, I think it was the Jamaican live stream that I had
Hmm.
a few months back, right? That when she went to Ghana and she was with Jam Tours, like her video with Vic Victor,
Yes, Van Vicker.
Van Vicker,
Van
yeah, Van
Vicker.
Vicker.
Mhm.
That was actually a good video. Now, another
Oh
one
yeah.
that was actually of hers that was a good video is in Nairobi, is where she was actually showcasing a furniture store in Nairobi.
Hmm.
And she had just had like jeans and a t-shirt, but she was like doing a really good job. And I was just like thinking, man, she really messed this up. She really could
Yeah.
have went down that route. She also did a good video when she was down in Zambia, when she was selling the water on her head. The idea she got from Miss Trudy
Yes.
when she did it here, right? So she did that
And they
down
took
there.
it.
It was a big,
They took it upon with Sean Arwa, and today they're no longer friends.
right. So it was a big
Hey.
success in Zambia. It was. And I was
Yeah.
just looking at a few of these videos. I was like, why couldn't she like take those ideas and
Hmm.
continue on with it or branch off of it, like get new ideas off of those ideas? Because she did
Because
such a, at that furniture store, it was like an A1 job. I'm not joking.
Mhm.
Why does she
Stop.
um yeah, why does she stop what I would consider making good content and
Yes.
trade it in for drama?
And also remember, this is not her idea, so she copied this. So anything that you pick up from somebody is gonna tie you up. So I believe she got tired with like keeping up with the pressure of maintaining what another person is doing, copying another person doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the person she hooked up with in Zambia, I actually told him to contact her,
Hmm.
and she realized that when she watched a few of his videos, that she was saying that his energy matches her energy. Traveltainment was the guy. He's like the biggest YouTuber in Zambia that I know of.
Oh man.
But it was,
You said their content was matching up.
according to her, well, no, that well, his vibe and her vibe or whatever was a match. So
It's a
uh,
total opposite. Like and I noticed that they
the
always
energy,
are
it was the
perfectly.
energy. It was the
I like
energy.
I like the way they perfectly manipulate you. That at that time you're the season of the day. The day they walk out of you, then you realize you are being used. uh,
Yeah, yeah, and then she was, because she was watching me at the time,
mhm.
and I didn't directly but indirectly got her to find my friends in northern Namibia, and that's who hosted her in northern Namibia. And the two sisters that I know, they had their own places. The sister that she stayed with basically was telling me, yeah, when she came here, she's like, you know, always laughing, always talking, doing this and that. But she never pitched in on anything, not that she was supposed to, but it's just like she just seemed like she was using us. You know, she had free internet, this and that, and she was just kind of standoffish at times. And at that time, I was kind of confused about Dimongo. Like, okay, is she really doing this? But you know, as I know her now, and I look back on those things that other people were talking about that I know in different countries, it's like, okay, she was that way. She was that way. She just didn't come out with her full self. She wasn't full blast like she is now. She wasn't back then doing like, oh, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have nothing on your table to eat. You wouldn't have a roof over your head, clothes on your back. You know, she wasn't doing that at that time. But she had
Mm-hmm.
some issues. Like she even promised the other sister that because she had a vehicle that needed repair and somebody else didn't pay for that repair and said they would. And I'm not going to say who that is. She offered out of nowhere and said, "You know what? When I get paid on my next YouTube check, I'm going to pay for the repair." So
Mm-hmm.
got her hopes up, right? So it's not like she owed her anything, right? But she made the offer out of nowhere and then just basically had nothing else, wiped her hands off the other sister, never contacted her to even say hello.
That's it. And all this, who is the director? I am Marwa with this shenanigans shagala bagala. Because Marwa runs the sister like his own property too. You remember when the sister didn't come? Look at the face of I am Marwa, the way he was angry with the sister, to a point where even the loyal subscriber will be like, no, Marwa, please stop. So you can imagine that only leaked to the YouTube. Whatever happens in that house,
Right, and another thing too,
that we don't know when they come.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I finished.
Okay, the worst brotherly advice that I realized that he gave her is when she was being sued, and then him telling her not to show up for court. Don't respond, don't do nothing. Not to show up for court. And look what it got her.
Yes.
And now he speaks nothing of it. She speaks nothing of it because she knows, she wants to say something about it or wanted to say something about it. That was the worst piece of advice I've ever gotten. Because it ended up costing me even more money.
You remember we advised, like, you better come, arrange, and give the house back to Jam to us. She couldn't have lost the 7,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like giving back the house. But to Jam to us, that was good because at least you get back your money, because you do not know if that 7,000 was actually invested in that house. Half of the money I knew it was for the travels.
Okay, so R&M says here, I'm convinced D is subsidizing her income with side work. Her YT content is not interesting, what just went up, or super widely watched, and she has no investments. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And that's why I also think that R&M is that she spent all that money real quick on the car and all the Apple laptop, the new Apple phones and all that with the money that she had in case she had to pay over. Go ahead.
I believe she was trying to hide the money from the court.
Mm-hmm. That's why I felt
100% you'll know that she was trying to hide the money.
That's why I felt that she was doing a little bit of money laundering, trying to hide her assets in other people's names, buying stuff that she knows she can't really take back because there's no refunds, right? So, yeah, I think she just wanted to make sure that she got what she wanted all the time, and now she's got it because basically she knows she's going to lose this money. So she probably thought in her head.
And after losing the money, you saw how her zeal went down. Like, she's no longer that laughing continuous. And she had a persona that was making people watch. So if you see her, she's now retractable. I think she had jumped to us, but didn't know that could also happen to her. So when it happened to her, and I believe this, even abusing the villagers, it was because of that heart. Like, jump to her, return back whatever energy she gave jump to us. Right. So you can see some pain in her. You literally can see a lot of pain in her.
I want to say hi to a few people that I don't think we said hello
Uh,
to. We see Shaini, we see Gypsy's Corner.
call me controversial.
Yep, Call Me Controversial, and Auto 718.
And Gypsy, there was somebody called as Gypsy Corner.
Yeah, I just said that. Yep, Gypsy's Corner. I forgot what I was going to say. No, when it comes to D, yeah, she really lost a lot out of that, and she was losing it before the money was actually transferred over. Awarded back to Jam Tours. So it's obvious. You really don't. You can say allegedly or whatever, but it's obvious what she was doing at that point in time. And then calling up Nairobi Gossip to bring on some fake news that she's this wealthy woman and that she loves her mother and making her dad look kind of away in front of the camera and stuff like that. I mean, it was a desperate call for help. She wants to be helped by somebody. She wants to be taken away by somebody. And I think a lot of it has to do, and I've explained this too to Mercy, the lawyer, and she, about how she hates other women like Carol and everybody. And all these women are like married women that I was telling her about. And she's like, oh, so D is jealous of married women. Like,
because she doesn't have that at the moment. She wished to have that.
Yeah, and she's such a turnoff. Okay, as a man, for women who don't know, as a man, when you look at D, she's an absolute turnoff. An absolute turnoff.
I never wanted to say that. You say
it's behavioral. It's an absolute turnoff.
Yeah, the behavior is just off.
Okay, and at this point, all she's good for is those passport bros out there. That's all she's good for, is for those men. And I hate to say that, but that's the truth. She's an absolute turnoff.
And I hate to laugh about it.
And yeah, it's crazy. She like I said, she had the opportunity to do so well. She started off good. She should have stuck with that. She really should have stuck with that, because I can tell you right now, when she was doing those good videos, she was growing fast.
Oh, faster.
And she
would.
And
after Michele Ponte taught her how to place ads and everything, and she started making money. Oh, she was doing so well. But the brother advices were not good for her. But who is she? She has to follow the brother. The brother is the one who introduced them to YouTube, supporting them on YouTube. So wrong idea for the wrong people.
Right.
I am Lucy and Shiny.
Yeah.
Tony says, came in more drama from Philippines to Argentina to England, from Maryland to New York to Jamaica to Trinidad. Kenya to their own village. Oh man,
even in Trinidad.
Oh, even Trinidad, yeah. I love it's too much. Like I don't know even
Mexico. New York.
Oh,
I'm in the capital. I'm in New York City, the capital of America.
I think also in Colombia, he had a problem with he had passport in Colombia.
Was she in Colombia?
No. Marwa. I'm talking about Marwa right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Digital Dre,
it says, "Oh, help us! David Jr. is headed to Jamaica."
He's a body man.
The dream, the place I've been wishing to go. You know. Even David Jr. promised us a video to show us its baby car. That never happened. I think he was embarrassed that he talked highly about the vehicle, but the vehicle is not something that
Are you talking about his convertible?
Yeah, it's not a convertible. It's a sunny car. No.
We call it a convertible. If the top comes off, it's a convertible.
Yeah, but basically it's not. I don't know. It doesn't fit the class of convertible. Yeah, it's a sunny car. It's used during summer only.
Okay, but I think because I haven't seen that car either, and I've wondered about it a couple of times. I think those potholes in those roads in Navahansi messed it up.
Hmm.
That's what I think. You know, he might have even crashed it, but if he had crashed it, I
Yeah,
think everybody would be.
he crashed it because you remember there's a time he never had the car and it was seen in the workshop being painted. He definitely crashed it. Maybe
Okay,
not crashing, but he had some accident. There was some like maybe dents in the car.
okay. Well, why? Well, he's not a very safe driver. I still remember the time when his mom was in the, you know, the passenger side, and they were in that parking lot parking, and he had to make a quick stop, and she had that face on her like, "Oh my God, we almost lost our lives," or maybe we just hit somebody or something. He's not a very safe driver. Plus, he likes to look in the camera too much when he's
Yes,
driving. I saw that
very
early on.
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yeah, and he'll do that in the video for a long ways on the road. So you never
Yes.
know when you're going to actually going off to the left or the right of the road when you're doing something like that. So who
You know
knows?
the
He probably
dangers
did like that.
of the dangers of using a phone when driving. When it's not like you are not a good driver. It's only that when danger precedes you, you actually panic and to take a like that cognitive response is actually on the phone at the moment, so you couldn't counter it quickly. So if you're in near danger, sometimes it gets crucial, and that's how the accidents happen.
Yeah, I remember it was almost like 10 years ago already. I was in downtown where I'm at, right? The CBD, and I was crossing the road, and then this woman was taking a left,
Mm-hmm.
and she was on her phone 100% of the time. I had to jump out of the way
Mm-hmm.
like an athlete, right? And I cussed her out, gave her the finger, everything. And she looked at me and stopped a little bit and says, no, I don't think she said get alive. She's like, be happy or something like that, or be thankful you weren't hit or something like that. And she
Yeah.
had a smile on her face and still had the phone in her hand driving off. I was just like, people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't care. She would have cared once I got hit. If I lived,
Yeah,
I would have sued her ass, but you know.
because the first accident I had was in back in Kenya after
Mhm,
like I don't know driving about 9 years
mhm.
or more, because I started driving when I was young without the license. Please don't come for me. So uh, what happened? It's I was driving to the city, and then at the junction, somebody was trying to get into my lane. So
Mm,
I started cussing out, and I'm a driver, so I'm cussing at the driver because he has a Land Cruiser Toyota, the big one. So I was like, you don't have to do that because you have a big car and I have a small Toyota Axiom. So what happened? By the time I was looking at the front, because he was on my right side, by the time I was looking in front, the matatu had stopped at the it's like Kenya, how they just stop anyhow. So I ended up crashing into this back of the car, and then them they had a, a, a metal bar behind. So my bumper got my bumper got
mhm.
broken, and part of the bonnet got twisted a little bit. So that was the first. That's the first one that I did. So the second one was here in Poland, and this was because now I was in a right way, like I had the priority, but the person who was coming from my right side did not have the priority, you know
Mm, okay.
and they were texting. So I tried to dodge the car, take a like go a little bit far, like veer off the road because it was on a junction, but they still came for me and knocked me on my left side where I'm driving from. So those are my two experiences with the vehicle. And the last one was about somebody texting. The first one of mine, it was because I was concentrating. I took my mind to somewhere else. So yeah, what you're saying about not concentrating on the road or participating in activities that could derail you, yeah, for sure that will lead you to an accident.
So, call me controversial cuckoo.
Mhm,
Um, it was a woman. It was a woman. That's all.
mhm.
And I think she was
And
actually not that much younger than me though.
Fekere says Daisy Junior should go to the Philippines. He will find his own.
Yeah, there's a bunch of he males there, or
Yeah,
no, the what you call it. Well, whatever. Anyway,
he, she.
what was I gonna say? Back to Marwa. I wonder
Yeah.
how Marwa feels being a Mzungu now in Argentina
Mm-hmm.
because he's not a citizen, so he's officially a Mzungu.
Yeah.
Wonder how he feels
And
about that right now. I wonder if he's calling himself an Argentinian right now.
I guess he thinks, but I don't think he has the voice to do so.
Uh, Makes you wonder, though. Makes you wonder what sometimes what
Mhm.
goes off, behind the
Ah,
scenes, what people are talking about. You know, I don't dive too deep in that, but sometimes everybody wonders, especially when you're watching something over and over again.
I
The
have to
same
stop you for a
people.
minute. I
Okay.
see somebody, Gypsy Corner. So
Uh-huh.
Gypsy says, Kayla, you sounds like you in Poland. Yes, I'm in Poland. Say hi to my in-laws. Dzień dobry. Mówisz po angielsku? You speak Polish or you speak because if you're Gypsy, I think they have their own language here in Poland, and they're actually everywhere in Europe. Yeah, just go on.
Yeah, I wonder if I have any gypsies in my family. I think I actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my family's originally, well, my namesake is originally from Germany, but my parents grew up in Austria. So there's a lot of Germans, over the
Yeah,
centuries that live in Austria.
Austria pretty much the same as Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they also speak German. And Hitler was from Austria.
Say what again?
I'm saying Hitler was from Austria.
Yeah, originally, yep.
Yeah.
And I think what's his name? Schwarzenegger is from Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, wait. Is it Germany or Austria where Black Forest lives with her husband?
Who?
Black Forest,
Who's Black?
Dee's friend, the
Uh,
courier girl.
I don't remember. I think Germany.
Well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
remember around the time when she lost her drone and she was bike riding
Mm,
with that Kenyan, and she also
I
went
think
to
that
that
could be
waterfall.
Germany.
Okay.
I think that could. I'm not sure, but I beg you not. That could be Germany because I don't remember her in Austria a lot. I remember she stayed in Germany. You said who? Black?
Black Forest. That's her YouTube name.
Okay, I just open. So I'm not sure about. I'm not sure about if it was Germany, but I remember her staying in Germany for long because she had friends in Germany.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
was
think at that time I was not watching D so much.
okay. Yeah, most likely it was Germany, but I was kind of thinking, oh no, maybe it was Austria. I don't remember. But
Mhm.
yeah, well, shoot, I can't even. There's so many Black Forest on YouTube. I'm looking up channels. I can't even see hers. Oh, there's a bunch of organizations with that. There's actually a forest. I think it's in Germany. It's called the Black.
It's
It's
Black
called the Black
Forest
Forest.
Princess. She's
Yeah.
Germany.
Okay.
Black Forest Princess.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Princess.
it's
Okay.
because the environment looks German. I remember. I was like, that could be Germany, not Austria.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know anything else to bring up. I know there's a lot more that Marwa has done to that village that we brought up. We just brought up just not even a fingernail of the damage that he has caused
Yes.
in that
Talk
village.
about the police.
Okay.
What he has done even with the police. Like he has made the police believe that he has created a platform where the police could actually make an extra income by them giving them even cases that are not even valid.
Hmm.
Just imagine Ampere is just going to the police because Mogesi said something, not do anything, but just say it.
Yeah, that whole thing, you know, even Mercy, the lawyer, she told me about that a while back,
Yes.
last year. She said that, you know, some people in Kenya, if they're mad at you, they can just go to the police and say that you said something or did something and get you
Yeah.
arrested. So
Hmm.
that's not just happening in Namahanzi, but I think maybe it's in excess right now in Namahanzi.
Yeah, because the police know that these people are getting money from YouTube. And you know, the funny thing is that I don't know if the subscribers know, if you keep on money and one of these people will get in a problem, they'll be like, you call your person who has been sending you money to send us. And, you know, they could easily loop you. And the worst thing is like, they will not even use extradition. They'll be like, you know, if you have a problem, just let us know. And they can pull you to a point whereby you might feel safe to come to Kenya and they can make an arrest on you because you are having money. It's quite, it's quite, I don't know. It's a very dangerous affair, a very, very dangerous one. Because I know, like, let's talk, let me give, for example, Jamaican uncle, the love that he has for Marwan and the family and everyone. You know, at the moment, if something happens and he was supposed to be reached out,
Okay.
and they sort it out, the police will be like, oh, you're a very good gentleman, and they will, can I have your number? The police could stage an arrest on you, or it's actually stage an arrest on you, and not probably them, but using the same YouTubers who are working with you. Maybe
Yeah,
they will tell you, they will tell the YouTubers, get a young girl and let him stay with the guy. Yes.
right. Well, you know, I believe all that because I remember speaking to an Ethiopian gal here in the city that I'm at, right? And she used to live in Pangani. You know, Pangani is the Ethiopian community in Nairobi. And she was saying that the police will come through there and target them on
Mm-hmm.
purpose because they thought the police think that they have a little more money than the average Kenyan. And also to double down on that, which is mostly the case, is because they're not Kenyan citizens, so they'll take advantage of them. And they'll even take your passport. You know, if you got a passport, they'll take that from you. Then you have to go apply, get another one. So it's yeah, I totally believe it. And especially with what Mercy said, I'm not gonna like not believe that type of stuff because I mean, if a police officer is not gonna make that much money, right? It's just like in New Orleans, there was this thing some years back that they were the lowest big city police in all of America, and they were the most corrupt police force in the United States. And at that time, they were saying they're getting paid like $13 an hour when the lowest paid average cop around the United States at that time was getting paid about $18 an hour. So that's a huge difference. And so when it came to like drug dealers and stuff on the streets, they used to rob the drug dealers. They took a lot of bribes from other people. So, and that was like 20 years ago, if not a little more. And that was a big deal. So I can see them doing that if they're only making a couple $100 a month or less, and they can't even afford their own place. Because I've seen some of the living conditions of the police in Kenya. It looks like they live in shanty towns, but it's like their own area. It's like it's on police grounds, but it's like not even as good as tents. It looks like something out of the slums. And I was just sitting there, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I can see that
Yeah.
happening. And then another reason I can see that happening,
Mm-hmm.
there was a Kenyan runner. Let's see. Let me type in Kenyan runner female or females, and let's see what I can come up with real quick. But anyway, her okay. So when I used to live in Spokane, Washington, there was a thing called the Lilac Festival, whatever, and they had the Lilac Run. It's like a 7K run, and so the Kenyans would win every single year when they come. And I met this one Kenyan runner there. She's pretty. Oh, here she is. You know, Catherine Nderiba?
Or Katin Dereba, the one
Yeah.
that wears specs when driving.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
her brother is a police officer. Her younger
Mm-hmm.
brother is a police officer. I think
And
his
I
name
think
is
Hatu,
David.
and
Yeah, I think
David Rudisha.
David. Yeah, that's him. So
Yes.
he's a police officer, and you know, I was having a conversation with him because you know, like the Kenyans in Spokane, we all got together, we met up with them, and we went back to one of the houses, and we all just hung out. Right, all the runners. And it wasn't just them
Yes.
two; it was just all the runners.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife's uncle, late uncle, he was a police officer. The one I told you, he's like 6'4", and he had the
Yes.
AK-47. When he met me, he was shy, but he had the AK-47. So I was telling him about that, and I was telling him about the situation where somebody had sold my wife a burnt, phone that was stolen, and she was sent all the way back to Nanyuki from Nairobi. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't live in Nairobi at the time, and she had to pay 500 shillings just to get out of the jail in Nanyuki, because that's what the officer that was doing all the paperwork on her demanded, and he wasn't the arresting officer. And my uncle, or her uncle, was there, and he couldn't get her off. And she told me that he said, "I'm sorry, but this is Kenya. There's nothing I could do." Right. So I told that story to David, the brother of Catherine, right? And I said, "Man, some of the police in Kenya are really corrupted." And man, he got this pissed off look on his face and looked at me like
Yes.
he was pissed. He didn't say anything, but he
Mm-hmm.
was pissed. And he even did a little bit of this when I said that. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy, because he was like one of the he didn't come in first place for the men's, but I think it was like second or third. So yeah, he was up there. But it was just kind of amazing. I still have her phone number somewhere. She said if I ever wanted to contact her and hung out, to do
Mm-hmm.
so, him as well. But I never contacted them all the times I've been back and forth. And that was like, oh shoot, probably 10, 12 years ago. But yeah, it's interesting, because I have to believe that because of his reaction and his sister being a famous runner, and he wasn't too bad in running himself, and he just did that as a side hustle to his police job, making money, churn, because you're going to make a lot of money running, even if you're in second or third place at a lot of these places that you go to run. The checks are pretty big. And if I can remember, I think the check for Spokane, which was just a small race, a 7K race, I think that was like around $7,000. I think it was like $1,000 per 1K. So the winner's going to get like 7,000, and everybody else got checks. I watched them get handed to them and stuff like that. I looked at a couple of the checks. It was just interesting. I didn't know that you got paid for running until I started interacting with them. But yeah, I would have to believe Mercy. I'd have to believe you, and I'd have to believe Mogesi and Gintu and everybody that this is what's going on, because I would be a fool not to. You still there? KLA, is your mic muted? Okay. So let me read a couple of people in the chat here. Let's see. Auto718 says, okay, he's having issues with his network. Okay. Are you
Yeah,
back,
I'm
bro?
back. I'm
Okay,
back. I'm
okay.
back. Yeah.
But did you hear everything I
Sorry about
said?
that. No, I didn't fall. I fell asleep. I didn't. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Oh man, please, I don't even know where to. I don't want to mess it all up. Please rewind when I was talking for like a good 5 minutes.
I know. I left where you said the brother of Catherine Dereba was asked to pay a bribe. And
No. He didn't. That wasn't it. He wasn't asked to pay a bribe.
Yeah.
It was the officer who was doing the paperwork on my wife, who bought a phone that was stolen.
Okay.
And her uncle said, there's nothing I could do because he's a police officer. This is Kenya. So, and that was with that other officer standing there,
Yes.
in the jailhouse. So, and then when I said that to David, I also added to that some Kenyan police are really corrupt. And that's
Some, yeah. But
and
not
that's
all of them, yeah?
right.
Yeah.
But he got pissed off. So when he got pissed off, that made me feel that he's one of them. But yet he's running and making thousands of dollars running outside of being a police officer. Make that make sense?
Yeah. and I don't know, like, and then the worst case right now we have in Kenya, with the police section or other parastatals like working for the government. People are paying to get into those jobs. So what we have right now, we don't have any more professionals. Like before we had professional. Right now we have people who are masquerading as professionals in those jobs because now we have problems of getting a job. So somebody who has money will pay to get the job and work for the government, either police, either the army. So whatever these people are doing in those jobs, they're not there to work. They're there to make more money for themselves and the family.
It's too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad.
Yeah. So let's see. Nairobi teacher, how you doing? We see you in there. Diana Center, I see you as well. Pamela Modesto, see you. Melissa. All right, I got a few new people that came in. Hey, for those who are just coming in, go ahead and like the video. Let's see where we're at right now.
Dr. Dre is also here. Oh man.
Who?
Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. They are
Oh
digital Dre, sorry.
man.
Oh man.
Digital Dre.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. I think I'm gonna get going. Got some things
I was hoping we should end soon. Maybe because we are about 6 minutes to 2 hours. Maybe we should wind and let everyone let me know what else we should talk about next. If you have any idea or anything you want me to discuss about, we could come ASAP. If you want anything to know about Kenya, about anything in terms of even if it's corruption, I will speak about it. If anything happens to me, I will hire a lawyer. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for coming in. I appreciate y'all listening to us, kind of ranting a little bit, but basically, we just want to have this conversation of having that conversation of what's been going on lately. I don't know if we really consider this a much of a reaction, but I would say it's just kind of like sharing, what's been going on, and instead of just directly reacting on the people that we're talking about. Other than that, you check out Nairobi Teachers. If you haven't done it so already, for people who's coming over from my side, and I left on the community tab, go ahead and subscribe to him, share out the video, check out his last 2 videos, his other live stream, and his premiere that he had in the last few days. So it's pretty interesting. And basically, a lot of what we talked about here today is based from those 2 videos. So, and I had my first live stream today for those who haven't seen it yet. In the last 5 weeks is my first one. So I'm back and took care of some personal projects, and I'm done with most of them, not all of them, but I'll be making more content.
And setting up the YouTube to be more better and exciting.
Exactly.
As Dee says it.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't get how she says it. Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, I'm never gonna get it.
And then the laughter falls.
She's not laughing that much lately, though.
Yeah, because $7,000 was taken away from the account.
I think it's.
And she
all
thought
the
she was
stuff after
untouchable.
7,000. Yeah,
She thought she was untouchable. The brother told her she's untouchable. Just don't go to those stupid courts.
Right. The 7,000 was a failure for her. The 360 was a failure. She didn't get into doing anything.
Yes.
Minhowie or no, was it Magic K and some others coming after her? Everybody's coming after her because she deserves it based on what she's been doing lately.
And you know who is laughing right now? All the boys in the villages who are mistreated by Marwa. Looking at him becoming from a boss to a handman, everyone is like, "Oh man, nothing gets sweeter than this." Oh, I know sometimes he wants to downplay it, but that's the true situation on ground. Like basically Marwa has not been working, so he thinks life is all about enjoying. That now he's living the real life that he had skipped for a moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me let's see. Let me respond to call me controversial. I don't know if that would be considered like aiding and abetting by sending donations, unless there is like some I don't know what WhatsApp proof or something like that. Let's go ahead and fund somebody's whatever that they know is wrong. I don't know how that would go about, to be honest with you. I think anybody actually can do it if somebody's got the idea. Don't just let reactors do that. If you have the idea and you have the phone numbers and emails and all that other stuff, go ahead and just bring forth that information to the FBI if that's what needs to be done. Or if you think that's what needs to be done, that's what I would do. You know, I've worked with the FBI before in the past on certain things, you know, years ago. So as long one thing I do know when you're working with them is that whatever you present, it's got to make sense. And if it makes sense, or if it's got to also be like how would they say it? I think it's like a dire consequence of something. If there's money laundering and you got proof that there's money laundering, then you can go ahead and report it. But you know, or you can say if you're not for sure, I'm not sure if you would consider this money laundering, but this is how the money has been transferred, you know, doing this and that, and they can take it from there. And you will never hear from them though. Um, unless you make an agreement with a particular agent, you'll never hear from them on how they proceeded, even in the next 5 years, if they waited 5 years to do it, or they was watching for 5 years before they made their move. So I would go ahead and just do that if you feel it needs to be done. I'm all for that. But if somebody's just sending money just for a donation and because they're a fan, I don't know if that would hold any weight. That's what I'm saying. So we have people that, you know, that just send money because they want somebody to make sure that they're eating. I don't know if that's gonna count against somebody, and I wouldn't want it to count against somebody because of something like that. But if that's what it looks like to them, it might not do nothing. So, but yeah, I've worked with them in the past. I know for sure that you got to have all your ducks in a row when you're presenting information, or you can just present the information and say, I'm not sure, but I think this might be because I don't understand how the law works or international law works. Just do it that way because, you know, they might bite on it. You know, if you send them something, they're definitely going to look into it. But if they're going to make any type of arrest or anything like that, that I don't know because that's really something that's out of my element. I don't know. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my final thoughts. I think this was a constructive live stream today,
Thank you so much.
and yeah, you're welcome. And continue to make videos, man. Don't take these long breaks. Keep going.
Yes,
So
I had to take a long break, and to some extent, whatever is happening in that village, sometimes it gets to you to a point to be like, let them do it them. But until last time I had this situation about pregnancy, I was like, no, 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 no. We need to clean that village. We need to clean that village because I'm a Kenyan. My own
right,
country is getting a bad name because of one small square little village.
right.
People have just decided to go rogue.
That issue needs to be cleansed,
Yes,
and the only way to do that is get the authorities involved. And
and
if
and,
it,
and,
if
and
it
and
has
me
if it
too.
has to start with a lawyer, then so be it.
And me too. I'm not going to stop on YouTube. I'm gonna use all my energy on YouTube to make sure that that village is clean. That whenever he comes back, he will feel like he's visiting that place for the first time.
Exactly. So you know what that means, all you reactors that are reacting, don't slow down. Don't slow
I'm not going
down.
to slow down.
Not
Today I
just
said
you. I'm,
I'm
I'm
not
talking
going to
to
slow
all
down.
reactors. I said after with you, all
Mm.
reactors out there that are reacting on this, don't slow down.
Yeah.
Don't give them any breaks because they don't deserve it. If they're committing crimes against people, property, and let's just even say animal cruelty, let's go ahead and keep going. Don't slow down on it. If you know something's going on and you have the opportunity to react, go ahead and react on it. If it's one person or two people, that's fine. Just go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm going to get going, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
Thank
And
you
on
so
that
much.
note, everybody, for
We are
me,
out. Yes.
we are out and we'll see you in the next one.
And the countdown goes in 30 seconds.